Hey guys, what's going on? Back with another video, and again, this is going to be something a little bit different than most people do, and definitely something different than I usually do. For most people, they either put up just zombie videos or multiplayer videos, but for this, I want to compare, as you can tell by the title, Warzone versus zombies or zombies versus Warzone. Because I don't do this full time, I like to try and find what's going to be the best content to put up, what's going to get the most views for me. I still don't do this a lot. I try and put up stuff as soon as I can or as quickly as I can also. And I'm going to give a quick backstory. I started out pretty much playing Call of Duty, really loved the zombies mode, did multiplayer, and in 2012, when Black Ops 2 Transit came out, I pretty much, and I mainly still do high rounds, um, and just play it for fun. You know, if you have a couple minutes or a couple hours to spare, I like just jumping into zombies and doing high rounds. You know, I started with Transit. I started with Nuketown, Buried, Die Rise, Mob of the Dead, Origins. So those were the main maps that I started with. And not until 2018, roughly about 6 years later, that I really started diving into the Easter eggs and solving the Easter eggs. And again, I mentioned to a lot of people on Twitter, even on here in other videos, that there's obviously different levels of Easter eggs. Um, Jason Blundell has said that. Even I believe Jimmy Zielinski, a lot of the devs, the zombie devs, have said it. At Treyarch, a lot of the different types of devs have said it. Mainly Jason Blundell. There's different levels of Easter egg solving. What I call, and I think most people call, like the low-hanging fruit. Some of the stuff that's in the game that Treyarch gives you, maybe the cutscene, maybe stuff that Blundell or maybe the devs mention in the game and stuff like that. Then there's really super hard sophisticated Easter eggs, backstory stuff, real life inspiration stuff, stuff that even again Jason Blundell said, visual Easter eggs that you have to have really great cognitive thinking to solve it and figure it out. Or it just could be stuff that people aren't interested in. I, for one, I love trying to figure out and deconstruct how they make zombies. You know, the movies, the comics, the TV shows, anything that goes into making zombies. And if you figure that out too, you're going to figure out what's to come. Let's say you figure it out really quickly. I'm not going to mention it, but let's say you figured out maybe what Die Machine was based off of, then that could probably help you figure out what's coming in the DLC season. Stuff that they did with Black Ops 3. You know, if you had figured out stuff in the beginning, it would have helped you figure stuff out in the end. So those are the stuff that I like, not necessarily, and I've seen a lot of people do it. Um, the Quinorium, they recite stuff from the Quinorium and call it like an Easter egg, or they see stuff on the map that's an obvious Easter egg solve, and they kind of call that like an Easter egg solve and make a video out of it. Whereas I love doing the really hard, sophisticated research. So those are pretty much what I've been doing. And since we're kind of like on the zombies part of it first, I 1,000,000% understand to succeed at doing zombies content. You have to clickbait, you have to lie, you have to pretend you have inside information, you have to pretend you know what's coming, you have to do transit videos, you have to do um, and you also have to kind of simp on the bigger channels. You have to kind of almost be like a leech onto the bigger channels and hope that some of you can steal, not really steal, but hope that some of their subscribers are going to come to you and stuff like that. A lot of that is why I kind of don't, do that stuff, and why my numbers are still pretty low, still only at like 2,000 subs. Because I totally understand, if you want to get to like 100,000 subs, you want to get to 50,000, you want to maybe hit that million sub mark. You really have to be willing, and it's funny that it's in the game. You really have to be willing to sell your soul to kind of get to that point. You would have to say, hey, you know what? I know Transit's not coming. I don't really care if Transit's coming, but I know if I put the video up, it's gonna get like 10,000 views. If I don't, or like you say to yourself, I know I don't have inside information, but if I lie to enough people and tell them that you know people at Treyarch, and people um, sneakily send you DMs and stuff like that. But all the pretty much the tricks in the book. If you want to get to 100,000 subs, you have to every day put up a fake video, a clickbait video. You have to be negative, you have to be toxic, and that's why I'm roughly staying around 2,000. But of course, there's a plot twist, there's a wrench, there's an obstacle on the road, a fork in the road. Here now we have Warzone that has come along and is only 1 year old. It just passed its maybe 1 year old mark a few days ago. So now the fork in the road, or the question is, are people going to start switching to Warzone, because the Warzone numbers are night and day compared to the zombies numbers. And before I go even further, the crazy thing is that I have seen Warzone content creators who average like 50,000 viewers on Twitch. They were willing to try zombies, and they helped catapult zombies in Cold War. Whereas for the last, like 3 years, the zombies content creators, zombie YouTubers, are not willing to play Warzone at all. I understand people don't want to get exposed. If they try Warzone, they're gonna just be horrendous at it. It's very difficult. But at the same time, zombies can be difficult too, and the Warzone content creators were willing to switch to zombies. But before I kind of drag that on too much longer, just gonna skim over the numbers. A new zombie video yesterday, 12 views. 2 days ago, 32. Couple Warzone. But I'm just gonna, just for the sake of it, I'm just gonna go, because I felt like I talked a little bit too long. Just gonna go over the Warzone stuff and see how it compares. 112 views really quickly. I'm gonna go to the ones that are big numbers for me, which is 117, 4,000, 97, 100, 600, and I'm just looking at the numbers. Like, I would have to literally do like maybe 20 to get some of these numbers, 20 zombies to get one Warzone number. I understand this is when Season 2 started, so if, let's say, and the reason I mention it, Season 2 mid-season's coming, are you going to do zombies mid-season news, or are you going to do Warzone mid-season news? Well, that's Firebase. Firebase not bad, 400 that one. But I'm just trying to see if what as far as Warzone else I have here. Well, that's probably pretty much going to be the bulk of it anyways. Some of the zombie stuff get really small. Well, that's not bad, 100. I think that is pretty much it. 200 views. Well, see, here's the big one too. I'm going to end it here too. 8,000 views for the Halloween Warzone event. There is no zombies video that has ever hit that much. 8,000. So if I do the backstory of zombies versus the backstory of Warzone zombies, it doesn't even compare. Like, why would anyone waste their time? And you have to deal with the toxic environment, of the zombies. Like, if I compare those 4,000 and 8,000, that's 12,000. There's nothing here unless again, like I said, unless I do pump out transit videos, clickbait videos, fake news, fake inside information stuff. There's nothing that would ever come to that. So I'm kind of glad in a way, and I'm going to end it here, that the zombie YouTubers are scared and don't want to play a Warzone. whereas the Warzone people are willing to play zombies. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. I'll see you guys later.